Listen up, those so-called mega boys showed up to Tennessee State University to debate racism and then acted like they had no clue they were on an HBCU campus. Embarrassing? No. Humiliating. This isn't just any college town. Nashville's Music City title? It's not from white country stars, it's from the Fisk Jubilee Singers, the black gospel choir at nearby Fisk University. The original Music Row, not the glitzy strip, it's Jefferson Street where black legends like Etta James, Otis Redding, Jimi Hendrix, and Ray Charles recorded their iconic tracks. That same street, once a path for enslaved people fleeing plantations, later a site of civil rights sit-ins. You're standing on ground that's rich with black history, a neighborhood that was once one of America's wealthiest black-owned areas until the state bulldozed part of it for a highway. Hello, Nashville's claim to fame. Music and hot chicken, both gifts from black Tennesseans. Now, it's just white corporate capitalism repackaging that culture to sell drinks in honky-tonks owned by white artists. Yet these guys can't even bother to learn where they are before spouting off about racism. If you don't know the city you're in, the history under your feet, or the culture that built it, you have no business debating anything. That's not just ignorance. That's a slap in the face to every black person who shaped this place.
He didn't know that TSU was an HBCU until the night before. He didn't know until they told him on campus.
There is nothing worse than a liar, because if you're a liar, you'll steal, you'll do everything. These guys knew that they were coming to Tennessee State University, which is a historically black college and university. They knew exactly what they were doing. Their goal was to agitate and antagonize those students. But what they did not think was going to happen is that they would be escorted off the campus because they tried to run roughshod. So now, once the media has gotten a hold of this story, because this is a big story here in Nashville, and it has also made national rounds, especially protecting HBCUs, now the next message is, well, we didn't know. We didn't know we were there. That is what is wrong with these people. I had all kinds of comments from my previous video, and people were talking about, oh, well, you should be able to debate people, just because you have differences, you should be able to debate. No, these people are liars, okay? They got caught up in their shit, and now it's a problem. They get on the local news and say, we didn't know, and that is some bullshit. They had the wrong intentions, they got caught up in their shit, and now you didn't know. But we don't forget.
Those MAGA boys who showed up to Tennessee State University's campus to debate racism and then pretended they didn't know they were on an HBCU campus, that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you don't know the culture of the city that you're in or the part of town that you are in. That's embarrassing. There are 2 HBCUs over there. Fisk University is there too, home to the Fisk Jubilee Singers, a black gospel choir that is the reason that we are named Music City in Nashville. We are named Music City because of a black gospel choir at Fisk University. That street over there on that side of town, Jefferson Street, used to be a footpath for people leaving a slave plantation to go east towards the Cumberland. Jefferson Street used to be the original Music Row. It is the original Music Row, where black rock and roll artists and black rhythm and blues artists recorded their music. Etta James, Otis Redding, Jimi Hendrix, Ray Charles recorded their music on that street, in that neighborhood. There's a museum there, Jefferson Street Sound. You should check it out. Educate yourself a little bit. During the civil rights era, there were sit-ins in that neighborhood. There were sit-ins on that street. You're standing in one of the richest parts of black culture, not only in the United States, but in Nashville, Tennessee, in the state of Tennessee. And you're over there debating racism and pretending you don't know you're on an HBCU campus? That's embarrassing. That's humiliating, actually. Nashville wouldn't be what it is today without black culture. The Nash Vegas that it is today is just white corporate capitalism repackaging black culture as some sort of consumable product to encourage people to come here and buy alcohol.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across this on my FYP. Lots of people have called out the MAGA guys who went to the HBCU, okay, to debate the students, okay. All of a sudden they are doubling down, okay. They now want the whole coming together and forgiveness and apology. People are like, what are you guys saying? So they're saying that they didn't know that that university is actually a HBCU, like the story behind it, and people are actually trying to open their eyes to it and say, no, you can't say you don't know. You legit know what you came for, right? Well guys, let's jump into this video. Let me allow these videos roll, then I'll come back with the commentary. Please do what to let me know what you are thinking in the comment section. Credit to our creators on this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. So let's go watch.
MAGA supporters invaded our HBCU.
And these young adults packed their asses right up. So they blatantly dislike black people, but they always find themselves in our spaces. Do you ever see black folks go to a Klan rally? Do you typically see black people go to an all-white church? No, you don't. It's a rarity that large groups of black people go to predominantly Caucasian spaces. Because we know if we went in those spaces that we could lose our life. You see how comfortable they are amongst black people? But yet we're supposed to be the most violent, the most dangerous, and the most animalistic, right? I hope black people realize the truth of the matter is that they feed off of our struggle. Not just the physical struggle, they feed off of our aggravation. They feed off of our anger. They feed off of our oppression in any kind of way they possibly can, because I'm sure physically this did nothing for this man. But emotionally, it did everything for him. So he can go back and show his little friends, oh look, they kicked me off. Oh, look, they don't want me to have freedom of speech. Oh, look, they don't want to be educated. They believe that they're always the saviors in the story, when actually they're the oppressors. He can go around college campuses educating Caucasians. No, he want to go there and bother black people. That's the only reason why.
You remember when I said that they weren't going to stop going to the HBCUs where our children are? I told you. Let me show you. So according to their own social media, it's called the Fearless Tour. And they actually took pictures and shared it on their social media. And it states, we're here at Tennessee State University in Nashville, the first HBCU that we're visiting on the Fearless Tour. Let's talk. And the image, DEI should be illegal. And they actually have a couple of @. So you can go ahead and follow those people, right? And then you also have deport all illegals. Now, let's talk. That's one of them. And they're just sitting there and they're posted up, right? Now, on the next one, you see a group of college students from Tennessee State actually going over to confront them and tell them they have to leave. So today, Fearless Debates, at Fearless Debates Tour, tabled at an HBCU, Tennessee State University, and after 10 minutes, a literal riot erupted. That is not what happened. I saw the video. They stole our stuff, followed us to our car, attacked the car, shouted Black Power, and blocked our exit to the campus. Our topic was DEI. Now, they also stated that they had security, which they had one security guard, all right? And they said that their security guard was absolutely incredible. They said, we definitely will need to ramp up security. Did you hear what I just said? We definitely will need to ramp up security for the future because, in bold letters, we're not stopping. Did you hear what I said? We're not stopping. If you feel inclined, it would mean a ton to our entire team, ... I'm not giving the rest of that information to you for those of you all who think that this shit is okay. Because if a group of our folks went over to your community, schools and colleges where it is a predominantly white institution, you would lose your mind. There is specific protocol that should be in place for this not to occur. Like, say, for instance, reaching out to the administration or being sponsored by one of the student organizations on campus and not just show up and post up the way that you decided to do and have a conversation, knowing full well that that's not why you are there. TSU actually made a statement on unauthorized campus activity. Did you see what I just said? Unauthorized. So a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State University appeared on campus without prior notice. In accordance with university policy, any demonstration or protest activity requires advance approval and permitting. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from university grounds without incident. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner. The safety and well-being of our students, faculty, and staff remain our highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policies and ensure that campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members of our community. Here's what I need y'all to know. They're not going to stop. I told you that yesterday when I first talked about this, when I learned of it and I watched the videos myself, and these students don't want to be bothered. They want to continue to be educated in the community known as Tennessee State University. But here's what I want you all to know. They're not going to stop. And since they're not going to stop, this should put all of us in our communities on alert. We need to be prepared for situations like this. If you have a student who is at a college, you need to make sure that you are reaching out to your HBCU colleges where your students are. Let me rephrase that, and get with the local administration there. This is a red alert. This is a problem. And if we are not careful, it will end up being something that they want to happen anyway. I need us as adults to get on our game, and we need to be reaching out to our communities and to local authorities. We also need to be reaching out to any legal folks that we know, anybody that is in the press, anyone that will listen. And I need you all to pay attention to where these folks are going to go next. Because if they're talking about they had one security and now they're going to have to beef up, baby, I'm telling you now, they're planning. This is strategy. This is a setup. And I need us to be ready. For more news and information that you can always use, head over to brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine.
Guys actually coming online to tell us that they didn't know is a lie. They can't say that, okay? Like the first speaker said, he actually named everybody. That particular university, okay, has actually housed a lot of people. It has groomed a lot of people who are, you know, on the internet today as our celebrities. So you cannot say that you didn't know that these guys, okay, are, like, you can't say that. Okay, coming online to tender an apology or saying something like that, it doesn't make sense. And I'm so surprised to also see some of them actually supporting them and saying how this is raised to the seas and all of that. Like, you all cannot be saying that right now, okay? You saw the truth. I think the best is actually to speak it out. And I'm happy about some of them who are actually acknowledging that fact, who are palm-colored, but also acknowledging the fact that those guys were wrong by going to HBCU to go, you know, debate those students on topics that doesn't make sense. It wasn't educational friendly. It wasn't anything. It was segregational friendly instead. Because you can't be telling people to debate about DI, okay, the whole rollback of DI, and also talking about, you know, illegals being deported, and you are actually with that. You're actually supporting the motion that illegals should be deported, and you're expecting, you know, the black community to help you to debate that in a university. Okay, they should have brought other topics to discuss. They should have thought about other things to discuss. But no, they chose that because they are MAGA. They are always looking for a way to, you know, kind of trigger people into saying things. They want to trigger them, okay? They are always looking for a way to trigger this community. Even when they say we are resting, you're not going to see us do any form of, you know, activity like protesting and all of that. You won't see us do that. Even when they've told them countlessly that this is our resting era, you guys just leave us alone. But no, they won't want to leave them alone. They will always want to show themselves in their faces. And now this guy came, and with the two MAGA guys came, set up their stuff for a debate. The microphone, the tables, the board that they've written something on, the two topics they want to discuss. And some of them who are supporting this motion actually saw it there. Why don't you ask your own people, why did you go for this? Why will you go to HBCU to go, you know, do this, okay? Why don't you even go there for another thing? Because if they have come there with an educational topic, I guess that this wouldn't have been an issue. We wouldn't have been talking about it. They wouldn't have sent them away or anything. The only reason why they are sending them away is because they found out that, you know, what you guys came to discuss is to trigger us. You guys actually want, you know, this community to talk. You guys have always want them to talk. And we've seen all of this in different, you know, areas where they have been trying so hard to make the community speak out, to make them talk. Okay, some people, you know, have the ideology that they want them to speak out so they can have something to declare their martial law. Okay. And these guys have tried so hard to keep calm in the midst of the storm, because some of the things have happened as storm. Okay? Some of these things are storm. They have come and said, oh, we want to replace George Floyd this thing to the guy that just did this. And people are like, you know what? Anything you want to do, just do. We don't have time. We don't even want to think about it. We don't want to talk about anything. Anything you want to do, do. They wrote back DI. The only thing the black community came and do was to tell themselves, you know what? The only way for us to protest is to protest with our black dollars. So let's keep our money and stop going to these big corporations that have been funding them. So let's stop giving them our money. And a lot of them have declared that they lost a lot of money in recent time. Their profit margin has been poor because the black community have decided, you know what, this is our only protest. We will not be seen on the streets. The only protest we're going to do is to tell them that we are actually not coming. We are not coming anywhere. That's the only protest we're going to do this period. And it's been working for them. But they still want them to come out on the road and protest. And what the student did that day was just to show them that we can actually speak, but we have chosen to keep quiet. So stop triggering us. And those people are coming out now to say that they didn't know. No, they knew exactly what they did. They have the very idea. I think that guy was saying on that video, we're just here to help them or something. No. You knew exactly what you wanted to do, and that's why you came there to trigger them. But guys, I would love to hear your own take about today's video, right? Let's have that in the comment section. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. See you all on my next. Bye guys.